When Belly finally walks down the aisle, will it be Conrad or Jeremiah waiting for her? Fans have argued about this for years, but Season 3 may have already given us the answer. And the truth isn't just hidden in the dialogue. There's almost no doubt left. Belly was always meant to end up with Conrad. The first clue is tucked away in something most fans barely noticed: a musical. On the back of Belly's bedroom door sits a poster for Bye-bye Birdie. In that story, the main love interest is Conrad, not Jeremiah. This subtle placement isn't random. It's Jenny Han's way of winking at the audience, signaling that Conrad is the preferred love interest right from the start. But that's just the beginning. If you think one poster is enough proof, wait until you see how colors are used across Season 3. From the trailer, it became clear that each Fisher brother has his own symbolic color. Conrad is red, Jeremiah is daylight yellow. And yet, over and over again, Belly is wrapped in red. She wears red sunglasses during a phone call with Jeremiah that was actually meant for Conrad. She's in red pajamas when she tumbles from the staircase. And who's there with her? Conrad. After fighting with Jeremiah, she throws on a red-striped jacket, almost as if her wardrobe itself is reminding her where her heart truly lies. Belly's connection to red is no coincidence. It's a direct tether to Conrad. And if the colors weren't obvious enough, the promotional posters spelled it out even louder. The Season 3 poster draws direct inspiration from the 1954 classic Sabrina, which starred Audrey Hepburn in a love triangle of her own. In the film's promo image, Hepburn kisses William Holden on the right, but ends up with Humphrey Bogart on the left. The Summer I Turned Pretty mirrors this almost exactly. Belly is shown kissing Jeremiah, just like Hepburn kissed Holden. But as in Sabrina, the real endgame is the quiet figure on the left: Conrad. It's a subtle but brilliant nod that flips the obvious expectation upside down. And then comes the biggest clue of all: a crossword puzzle. During the Christmas Day scene, Belly stumbles across a clue reading, "P.S. I love you." Conrad had already filled in the word "still," but erased it, as though he couldn't quite bring himself to admit it out loud. Belly later fills it in herself, tying her enduring feelings directly back to him. But what most viewers missed is the reflection of the puzzle book on the table. The way the light hits it creates the shape of an infinity sign. That infinity symbol isn't decoration. It's a massive Easter egg about Belly and Conrad's love, because their story has always been about infinity. Not perfection, not convenience, but forever. Infinity first appeared in their childhood, when Conrad explained it to Belly using the racetrack metaphor. No beginning, no end, just a continuous loop that goes on forever. That moment defined their connection. It's why their bond survives silence, distance, heartbreak, and years of growing pains. No matter who else comes into their lives or how many times they try to move on, they're always pulled back into each other's orbit. Infinity doesn't mean flawless. It means enduring. And that's exactly what Conrad and Belly share. But if Conrad represents infinity, Jeremiah has become the opposite. On paper, Jeremiah is supposed to be the safe choice: fun, loyal, lighthearted. But when you look closely, that image falls apart. He's the brother who starts fights, cheats not once but twice, and proposes at the worst possible time, right when Belly's brother is in the hospital. His relationship with Belly is filled with awkward pauses, hesitant kisses, and moments that feel more like two friends pretending than two lovers connecting. Their bond is surface level, while Conrad and Belly's is bone deep. Jeremiah may look like the safer choice, but the cracks are already showing. Conrad, on the other hand, has always loved Belly in silence. His flaws come from grief, pressure, and depression, not a lack of love. He left notes in her books. He remembered her favorite candy. He drove through the night to make sure she was okay. Even when he stepped aside for Jeremiah, it wasn't because his love vanished. It was because he thought Belly's happiness mattered more than his own. And unlike Jeremiah, Conrad never used her heartbreak as leverage. His love is quiet, selfless, and enduring. That's why Season 3 isn't painting him as broken. It's showing him healing. And speaking of hidden messages, let's decode the airport scene. Belly's gate number is shown as C83. Looks random, right? Not at all. The C is for Conrad. The 8 turned sideways is the infinity symbol. And the 3 mirrors AB for Belly. Put it together, and you get Conrad plus Belly equals infinity. That's not coincidence. That's deliberate. Add 8 plus 3, and you get 11, which fans believe is the very episode everything will finally come together. But clues aren't always in numbers. Sometimes they're in simple words. Belly's phrase, lemon jelly belly, might sound childish, but longtime fans know it was her secret code with her mom, Laurel. Back in season 1, it was her way to call for help when she was overwhelmed. Using it again shows Belly admitting her relationship with Jeremiah wasn't right. It's her symbolic reset, a return to her true self, the girl who has always loved Conrad. And then there's the music. Every Taylor Swift song in the series has carried meaning, but the choice of Cardigan is especially important. The lyrics describe being forgotten like an old cardigan under someone's bed, until being found again and cherished. That's Conrad and Belly's story in a single song. They may have drifted apart, but they were always each other's favorite. Jeremiah might have been shiny and new, but Conrad was home. Even candy wrappers get pulled into this narrative. Remember the Sour Patch Kids versus Swedish Fish debate between the brothers? In season 3, that candy reappears, reminding us of the moment that exposed just how deep the rivalry and Belly's importance ran. The writers didn't throw that detail in for fun. They placed it as a callback, reinforcing that Belly has always been at the center of their story, and her connection with Conrad is the one that endures. Belly feels it too. Even in moments when she's with Jeremiah, her eyes soften at the sound of Conrad's name. Her diary entries always circle back to him. Her subconscious keeps reaching for the boy who was always there in the background, waiting. Jeremiah may be part of her journey, but Conrad is the destination. And the show knows it. That's why Jeremiah is being written toward another love interest, a setup that clears the way for Belly and Conrad's inevitable reunion. So when the aisle moment finally comes, the question won't really be, who will Belly choose? The show has already answered that in every hidden detail, every Easter egg, and every quiet look. Jeremiah was the stepping stone. Conrad was always the endgame. And infinity doesn't need to be spoken. It just is. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments.